So my name is Or Ofer, and I'm the CEO and founder of SimilarWeb. And because the theme of the conference today is about competition, I'm going to speak with you about standing out from the competition. And this is a subject that's very close to my heart, and I'll explain you in a second why. So what we basically do in SimilarWeb, we reveal the secret of the online success. What that means? That we basically show you everything you want to know about your competitors. For every website and every app in every country, we will show you how much traffic they get and where they're getting their traffic from. So one small question I'd like to ask, how many people here in the audience ever use SimilarWeb? Please raise your hand. Nice, thank you. So I'm going to explain you a little bit about the company and how we're getting our data. So for every website and every app, you can get all their details, how many users they have, where they're getting from, etc. Now, a little bit about the company. We started eight and a half years ago, and we raised a little bit more than $65 million, and we have 7 offices around the world and 250 employees. Now, the interesting thing about our company, how we're able to get this data, how we can give you this information, what's going on every website and every app. So we use an approach to take a few data sources and combine them, and the first data source is panel. So every month we monitor more than 100 million devices, mobile and desktop, basically seeing their online activity, able to use this sample to predict how every website and every app is behaving. And after using this data, we partner with ISP. ISP is Internet Service Provider, are the one who's shifting the internet, the pipes of the internet around the world, so we sample this data as well. We also crawl and scrape big part of the digital world. And after combine those 3 main data sources of panel, users' behaviors, with ISP, and crawling the entire digital world and building models, how many visitors every website have, or how many visitors every app have. We're able to verify the accuracy with something we call a learning set. Learning set is basically hundreds of thousands of websites and apps that basically share with us the real numbers, so we can test how good is our accuracy. So this is a very unique approach, and if you don't believe me, we have a free website that all of you can go there right now on your phone, your desktop. It's called SimilarWeb.com. You can put any website, any app, and immediately get a sample, interesting information about those entities. So we give you like how they rank, and it's very similar to how, for example, Nielsen is measuring the TV world. So they do rating, how many rating every TV shows have. So we do the same thing for apps and website. And another interesting thing you can get in the free website is like those interesting things like what are the biggest news websites in the United Kingdom? And you get this nice list of the biggest website in the United Kingdom. And another nice thing is like what are the most played Android games in the United Kingdom? And look on this nice list, you can see like how King is very dominant. King just been acquired, so you can see how strong they are. And this list is ordered by usage, meaning it's not about the number of people downloading the apps, because download is nice, but what's really more important is how many people are really using those apps or playing those games. So all that is free out there. And when talking about competition, I'm going to tell you a little bit about our personal story when we come in 2011 to approach this market and build our product, how we look on the competition. And by telling that, I'm going to show you a few examples from other markets, how they're able to see the competition and leverage it. So competition helps us grow, okay? And basically, we look on our market and we track the value that was missing in our market. Our market is competitive, intelligent. And in 2011, when we come to work on the product, we look on our market and we saw there is a free vertical you can approach. You have free, like our free website, that people can come. There is SMB, like giving this data to small and medium companies, and some enterprise that want much more heavy data about competition. And when we look on the market back then, we saw that in the free part, there was one player called Alexa, and that's giving a lot of data for many countries, but wasn't great. There was one player providing for SMB only in the US. And in the enterprise, there was one player giving to few countries, only like 5, 6 countries. And we understand that if we want to take over the market, we basically need to provide the global data, basically on all the countries around the world, for all those markets, for free, for SMB and enterprise, same level worldwide. So this was our first technique when we approached the competition. And the second thing was that we understand that we don't need to count on one single source of data. Basically, as I explained you before, we use 4 different sources of data, like the panel, the ISP, and once we're combining them, we're getting much better estimation about the numbers of how many visitors every website have in every app. And this was a very unique approach to become with much better product. Now, we didn't finish there. We understand very quickly that the world is going to change. And if in the past people used to go to website and the desktop, the world is changing, mobile is coming. And in our system today, what's very unique, that if you want to get, for example, a data about eBay, we're giving you what's happening in eBay in desktop, what's happening in eBay in mobile web, because a lot of people open the browser and go to eBay, and what's happening in eBay in the apps. So you can get a full view about every company in each one of those devices. Now, when the competition keep you up at night, this is where SimilarWeb can help. And I basically ask our marketing team to look on our data and show you some nice example we're seeing in our data, because we're seeing every website and every apps, and showing you how they use the competition, how they understand how to dominate their market. Okay, so we help you to understand your market. And the nice example I'm going to talk with you today is BuzzFeed. So BuzzFeed really became a media empire, and they did many things very good, but I think that 2 things that they did very right from the beginning, that they understand that the way consumer getting their news today is change. It changed and it's shift from desktop to mobile, and while talking about mobile, most of it is from Facebook. And I guess a lot of you here agree with me that most of your news you consume today will come from your Facebook feed. And you're seeing some news and you click and you're going from Facebook. So they capitalize, they understand it very easy, and they capitalize on mobile and social. Now, if you look on BuzzFeed numbers, you can see how massive is their mobile share, the total share of the mobile out of their whole traffic, and it's much bigger than the New York Times and the Guardian. And not only that mobile is big, they understand that social will become the main player sending traffic to this industry. So I decided to show you here that if you look on the industry of publishing, magazine, newspaper, the main traffic source to those websites today, or to this content, is the social. Social is much bigger than search, direct, referral, email, all of that together. And this is something that's happening mostly because the shift into the mobile. So they understand this is what happens, so we're going to optimize our content that's going to be the best and most engaged on the social network. And if you look on the BuzzFeed number, okay, and compare it, like this is the social visits coming to BuzzFeed compared to all the other publishers. Look at that. 50% of their traffic is social. It's much bigger than all the other players. So they really understand this shifting and basically to utilize it to become a publishing empire. Now, another nice example, I think very relevant for today, is to show you in the e-commerce world, how AliExpress basically able to take a global takeover that is very big. It's happening right now, and I don't know if a lot of you are aware of that. But AliExpress belonged to Alibaba. And in this nice slide here, we decided to show you in 2013, 2 years ago, which countries in blue was mostly dominated by eBay. Basically, eBay was the biggest player, and AliExpress was the biggest player. So you see, these 2 years, AliExpress was big, mostly in the developing countries. And if I'm going to click and see time moving forward and getting to 2015, you see AliExpress basically start to dominate most of the world, most of the countries, over a very short period of time. And I don't know if you know, but yesterday, I know it was Memorial Day, I think, here in the United Kingdom, but in the rest of the world, it was the single day, the Chinese holiday that I heard, I'm not sure, but people spend $15 billion online. This is something that AliExpress push. It's like the Black Friday in the United States, but this become much more bigger. So we're seeing all those changes. And basically on on the approach very similar when, in my company in 2011, I understand I need to go global because there is amazing global market. AliExpress totally understand it, and they becoming now the main player in the e-commerce world. And if we want to see another main player in a different vertical, let's look on the travel industry. So in the travel industry, in our data, we're seeing one player that one of every 10 visits in the travel industry go through this player. And this player is Priceline Group. So Priceline Group control 10% of all the travel traffic around the world through those brands. See, they have Kayak, Aguda, Booking.com, rental cars, and some others brand. And if you look even more wider on this industry, you see it's very controlled by three main players. So if you take the three main players in the travel industry, they control more than 25% of all the traffic there. So if you combine Priceline Group, TripAdvisor, and Expedia, you're seeing how massive power those players have in one vertical. So I decided to show you those nice examples today to basically let you know that competition is there, and you need to use it in order to raise above and basically understand how you can grow faster. And this is how we, SimilarWeb, can help you with that. So we have a nice booth here, and we have computers. And if you want to see what your competitors are doing, you are more than welcome to go there. It's free. We have the system. It's really that crazy. You go, you put any website you want, any app, you see all the data. And it's here for you. So enjoy, and thank you so much.